All right, here we go. We're going to review for this quiz. We don't have the whole class period, so let's go quickly. So here we go. Number one is all I'm going to do is give you a right triangle, give you some numbers on that right triangle, and you tell me what the sine, cosine, and tangent of a particular angle is. You understand that? Yeah. Let me try to make this. So what's the little thing that we learn?
SOHCAHTOA.
SOHCAHTOA, right. So remember that, and you'll be good with this. All right. What? It's been, every lesson's been on YouTube. It's your responsibility if you miss to watch it on YouTube. So I don't know what to tell you. All right, let's do an easy one. Okay, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to ask you to find the sine, cosine, and tangent of either A or angle B. All right, let's just do A for right now. So what's the sine of angle A? Somebody tell me what the sine of angle A is. Okay, 3 over 5. It's opposite over hypotenuse. Very good. This is opposite. This is hypotenuse, so the sine is 3 over 5. Cosine would be 4 over 5, adjacent over hypotenuse. And the tangent would be 3 over 4, opposite over adjacent. So you're going to have to tell that. Yeah. All right, that was easy. Then, let's stick with this triangle. It's not going to be the same triangle for 2 to 4. So that's number 1, is going to be just giving me the trig function. So there's 3 parts to it. You got to get all 3 right to get it right. Okay, if you get 2 right and 1 wrong, it's wrong. Everybody got it? For number 1, you got to get 3 of them. You got to give me 3 of them. You got to get all 3 correct. All right? That's not too much to ask, is it? It's not. All right, so 2 to 4, 2, 3, and 4. I'm going to give you a triangle, and you're actually going to give me a degree. So it's not this triangle, I'll tell you that, okay? But they'll give you 2 sides, and they're going to ask you to find the 3 missing things, all right? So 2, 3, and 4. So one of them, let's see. Yeah, one of them would be the side. How would you find the missing side here? Pythagorean theorem, okay? Now, if it's 3 and 4, you know what it is, but it's not, okay? I'm telling you right now. But you would use Pythagorean theorem, that's right, if it's not one of the Pythagorean triples, okay? So if it's not a Pythagorean triple, you're going to have to do the theorem, and then you could find the missing side. Everybody got it? If it doesn't come out, you could keep it a square root if you want. If you don't like that square root, you want to put it into a calculator, get a decimal, it's fine with me. Anytime you do a decimal in here, yes, I do put it on the quiz. It does say round to the nearest tenth, okay? So if you have a square root or you got a tangent, sine, cosine thing, and you get a decimal answer, round it to the nearest tenth. How many places is the nearest tenth? Nearest tenth, how many decimal places? 8 decimal places to the nearest tenth. Come on. What's the nearest tenth? Somebody tell me. It's the first one. Thank you. Oh my goodness. 1 decimal place. The nearest tenth is 1 decimal place. Yeah. You guys didn't know that?
No, we do.
Are you just messing around with me or what?
That's why I said 8.
All right. Well, give me the right answer. Don't give me a wrong answer. All right. I don't mind if you get a wrong answer. I mean, I don't get mad at that. But for nearest tenth, I just kind of figured. All right. Enough of that. So I'll give you a triangle, and so you do Pythagorean theorem, right? 3 squared plus 4 squared equals c squared. Take the square root, and that in this case it would be 5. All right. If it comes out to a perfect number, right, to a number that doesn't have any decimals, just keep it 5. It's fine. You don't have to put 5.0. Just keep it 5. All right. Now what are we going to find? The other angles. So let's do this triangle right here just for fun. It won't be this triangle on the quiz, but let's do this one since we already got it there. Let's say we wanted to solve for angle A. So what will we use? Well, you know all 3 sides. Now, what if you had a triangle that this came out to a decimal? Would you use that side? No, you really wouldn't want to. Now, could you? Yeah, you could, but your decimal approximation it might be off just a little bit, all right? So I would recommend if that third side that you find, and I'm telling you right now on the quiz tomorrow, the third side will come out to a decimal, okay? So make sure you understand that. All right, so let's not use this side. Let's use the other two sides. What trig function would you use? The tangent. Very good. It's opposite over adjacent. Use the tangent. So you go to the tangent of A is equal to the opposite over the adjacent. Now, this is what we did yesterday. All right, so what do? A equals what? The inverse tangent of 3/4. Put that into a calculator, and you get whatever you get. I don't know what it is. It doesn't matter. All right, you get that. Now, once you get this, you could find B very easily. If you wanted to, you could use trig function, right? So you could have done this. You could say the tangent of what? B is equal to, is this 3/4 again? No, it's 4/3 because this is opposite and this is adjacent, all right? So you could do that if you wanted to. I would suggest that you didn't do it that way. Why? Because it's a lot easier. How could I find angle B if I know angle A? Yeah, take it away from 90. That's all you got to do, okay? That's what I would do if I were you. Now, you could do it this way. It'd be fine. I wouldn't mark it wrong, all right? You get the same answer, but I just think it'd be a lot quicker just subtracting it from 90 than doing all this stuff. Would you agree? All right, so that's 2, 3, and 4. And then I give you a triangle, a right triangle. Why so little? Stop. Is that better? Is that big enough? Okay. So let's do this. I don't know. They give you a side. They give you this angle right here. All right. Give me an angle. What you think that is? 14. Does that look like 14 degrees? 28. All right. I guess that could look like 28. It's probably a little bigger than 28, but that's okay. And then give me this side right here. Give me a length for that side. 17? Okay. All right. So what they're going to do is they're going to ask you, we'll call this A, B, and C. This is the next 3, 5, 6, and 7. So we'll call that A, B, and C. All right. So what would this little side right here be called? Be lowercase b, right? Little b. What would this one be? It'd be C. And then there you go. So what are you going to have to find? You're going to have to find what C is. You're going to have to find what angle B is. And you're also going to have to find what little b is. Everybody with me? So you just find the missing sides. And they tell you on the quiz, solve for B, solve for C, solve for angle B. All right, what's the easiest one to find right now? Angle B. Yeah, how do I find angle B? Take it away from 90. So what is 90 minus 28? 62? Yeah, it looks like these should be reversed, doesn't it? All right, because this looks more like 28. But that's okay. We'll put the numbers in there. It's not drawn to scale. Doesn't really matter. All right, as long as we can do that. So that would be 62 degrees. Now we got to find B or C. Now you can choose which angle you want to use. You could use the 62 or you could use the 28. Which one would you like to use? I would use the 28. All right, and we want to solve, let's solve for B. All right, let's do B first. So what is B to that angle 28? It's the adjacent side. That's right. So I've got adjacent. And then what's the other side that I know? This one, I know the opposite. So I've got opposite and I've got what? Adjacent. All right, so which trig function uses opposite and adjacent? The tangent. That's right. Opposite over adjacent. So how would we do that? The tangent of what? Oops, where did that happen to that? Tangent of what angle am I using? The 28. Okay, I'm using the 28, so I use that one right there. Is equal to opposite over adjacent. Which one is opposite? 17. Which one's adjacent? B. And now, oops, something's going on with my pen. I don't know why. So we got to solve for B. We did this, what, 2 days ago? All right, so multiply both sides by B. Multiply that by B. All right, so that cancels. What do I do with that tangent of 28? We don't just get rid of the 28. We don't just get rid of the tangent, because the tangent of 28 is a number. It's a decimal that you put into your calculator, right? You put in tangent of 28, you get a number. So how do I get rid of a number that's being multiplied by a variable? Divided, that's right. So I divide it by the tangent of 28. So what's B equal to? It's equal to what? 17 over what? The tangent of 28 degrees. Put that in your calculator and you got that number. Okay? Whatever number you get, put that in the calculator, and that's what you get. That's the number. That's the length of that side right there. Okay, so stick it in the calculator. I'm not doing it for you. You do it yourself. We got it? Now you got to find C. Now technically, you could do Pythagorean theorem once you get an answer for this, but remember, this one right here is going to be, it's a decimal. It's an approximation. That's the word I was thinking of. Okay, this is going to be an approximation. So you don't really want to put an approximation into Pythagorean theorem, okay? Because you're squaring an approximate answer, right? Which makes it even more approximate, right? So we're getting less and less close to what the actual answer is. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use the 17 and the C, all right? Let's keep with this angle. You could have gone up to the 62 and used the 62 if you wanted to, all right? Doesn't make any difference. But let's just stick with this angle. So now let's take a look. The 17 is still opposite, correct? What is the C? It's hypotenuse. Which one is opposite and hypotenuse? It's the sine. So I go sine of the angle. Which angle are we dealing with? The 28 is equal to the opposite, which is 17, over what? The hypotenuse, which is C. The math is exactly the same, so what's C going to be? Can you do this in your head now? Right? All I do is put C over here, put the sine of 28 over here, so it's 17 over the sine of 28. Come on, pen. Is it because I'm writing too fast? I don't know. Something's acting weird. So you put that in the calculator, and then that's your answer for C. Now you got all three things. Everybody good? So that's through 7. So this is 5 through 7. And then 8, 9, and 10, what they do is they don't draw the picture for you. So on number 1, they draw a picture. 2, 3, 4, they draw a picture. 5, 6, 7, they draw a different picture. On 8, 9, and 10, they don't draw a picture. But they do tell you that you have a right triangle. All right, so they say you have a right triangle. They tell you what side A is, and they tell you what side C is, and you got to find everything else. Okay, so I have a right triangle ABC. All right, so what would you do in this case? Let's put some numbers in here. Give me a number for A. Not anything crazy, but 6. All right, 6. And C is the hypotenuse, so it's going to be bigger than the 6. So what's that going to be? 10? Let's pick something else because you're going to get a 3, 4, 5 triangle out of it. 12? All right, 12 is good. All right, so that's equals. Okay, so this is what they give you. They give you 2 sides, and then what are you going to have to find? You're going to have to find the third side, right, side B, and you're going to have to find, what would we just do? The other 2 angles, right? Actually, on 2, 3, and 4, right? They give you 2 sides, and you got to find the other 2 angles. So it's just like numbers 2, 3, and 4, except they don't draw a picture for you. All you got to do is just draw the picture, and then really the math is pretty much the same, okay? So what are we going to do? Draw any triangle? A right triangle. Oops, there we go. It's close enough. All right, so there's a right triangle. It's triangle ABC. We'll make that C since, yeah, we'll do that. Let me make sure. Yeah, so we'll make, since that's angle C, if that's side C, we made that 12. This is A, so A is 6. So this is angle A, and this is angle B. So that's how we would set that up. Everybody with me? All right, so if it says little a, it's the side opposite angle A. If it's little c, it's the side opposite angle C. Okay, so what are we trying to find? We're trying to find side B, we're trying to find angle A, and we're trying to find angle B. So that's 8, 9, and 10. Yeah, it's just like 2, 3, and 4, except you have to draw the picture and set it up. It's the only thing different. We good? Let's do it super quick. Let's solve for side B. Side B is the easiest, so what do we do? B squared, what? Plus 6 squared equals 12 squared. All right, and do the work. I'm not going to do it for you, okay? So B equals whatever. It's probably the square root of something. If you want to make it a decimal after that, you can. If you want to keep it a square root, you can. Actually, no. You can't keep it a square root because I'm looking at the instructions. The instruction says round the answers to the nearest tenth. So do they want a square root? Nope. They want you to put it into I want you to put it into a calculator, all right, and get a decimal answer. Everybody with me on that? All these are decimals. There's not one square root in the bunch, all right? Everything is you put it into a calculator and you get a decimal, and we're always rounding the decimal how much? To the 10th, which means how many places? 1 place. Okay. And then the rest of it is pretty easy. Let's do A. Let's solve for A. So how do I do that? I got what? Opposite over hypotenuse, which is the sine. So I go the sine of A equals, it's adjacent. It's opposite over adjacent because I know those two already, right? It's opposite over adjacent, so it's 6 over B. You know how to solve for B. You know how to do the rest. We already did it on 2, 3, and 4. You should be good. Everybody with me? All righty. So quiz tomorrow, 12-1, 12-2.